Good evening, family and friends. It is our honor to have you in our attendance tonight as we commemorate Hirschi High School's 59th graduating class. This ceremony is a dignified event, and all students will be recognized as they receive their diploma. As invited guests, I know everyone is excited to hear their student's name announced and witness their students cross the stage. Out of respect for all of our families and friends, I ask that excessive noise be held until after the ceremony. This will allow all in attendance to hear their student's name and preserve the dignity of this event. Students speaking this evening were selected based on neutral criteria. The content of the messages and any views expressed are entirely the private expression of the individual student and do not reflect endorsement, sponsorship, or expression of the WFISD. We will now honor the 2021 graduating class of Hirschi High School. Would you please stand and observe the entrance of our teachers and graduates? Thank you. You may be seated.
Good evening. My name is Ivy Pham,
And I'm Camelia Modesto.
and we are your Student Council co-presidents of the 2020-2021 school year. It is our honor to welcome you to the Hirschi High School graduation for the class of 2021. We would like to thank our family, friends, the Hirschi staff and faculty, and distinguished guests who are with us today, face-to-face and virtually. We thank you for your support. We would also like to extend our gratitude to the WFIC School Board for making this graduation ceremony possible. Now, graduates, I know you all are in a hassle to move your tassels, so I decided to write a short poem to express my thoughts. Dear Class of 2021, it may seem like the end, but we've only just begun. At least for now, the first step is done. After today, we will part our own ways. Some will move far, while others will stay. From COVID to politics, we've been through it all. Despite of the chaos, we remain standing tall. So in the future, if times are rough, I want you to remember that you are enough. No matter where we go or who we will be, let us brighten this world with the visions we see. There is still so much that remains undone, so let's show them what we've got, senior class of 2021. Class, like the weather, life is unpredictable. With sunny days come rainy days, and sometimes cloudy days. Whatever happens, class, keep moving forward. Know that you have what it takes. Celebrate your victories and learn from your mistakes. Be humble, be bold, and be kind. And as always, my friends, keep an open mind. Thank you. Camelia?
I would like to say that I am so proud of each and every one of you for graduating this year. We know it has not been easy considering our current circumstances, but we all managed to get through the adversities presented and are going to be walking the stage today. Furthermore, we will be embarking onto a new chapter in our lives once we leave this facility. I wish luck to all of you in whatever you decide to pursue in the future, whether it be higher education, the workforce, or the armed forces. If you can get through this, you can get through anything. I would like to share the quote that has kept me motivated and has pushed me to persevere throughout the years. As said by Wayne Gretzky and claimed by Mr. Michael Scott, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Therefore, I encourage you to live your life to the fullest and to never doubt yourself, even if the world is against you. Because even if you fail, it's a matter of knowing you made an effort to try. Thus, seek opportunity through each hardship and excel and progress in each decision you make. Could I ask for those of you who are comfortable to please bow your head and join us in prayer? Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for allowing each and every one of us to be here today and for blessing us with the stepping stone to our greater lives. Thank you for keeping us safe and healthy throughout these difficult times, and to those who are unfortunately no longer with us, we would like to send our condolences and thank them for watching over us. Please continue to protect our graduating class and their loved ones as they go on to their journeys. Amen.
Amen.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the graduation for Hirschi High School, class of 2021. I'm Niara Hightower, and I have had the absolute pleasure of serving as your senior class president. First, I would like to start off by personally thanking my mom, as she has been there every step of the way on this long and tiresome journey. It's very important to be there for someone and push you in the right direction at all times. There's truly something about being able to go home every day to someone that you know is in your corner always. And to all the parents, thank you for your love, support, encouragement, and insurance of the success of my graduating classmates. Also, thank you to our Hirschi parents, alumni, and the community for making sure that our class had a senior prom. I would also like to thank the staff and administration for giving us such a well-rounded foundation to the beginning of this wonderful journey called life. The attributes displayed in the administrators of Hirschi High School are those that I hope my classmates remember and take with them. Memories such as being greeted outside, no matter the weather, by our principal, Mr. Albus, with a handshake, smile, and a good morning. Having teachers sacrifice their lunch breaks to sit in the classroom with us to make sure that we understood the material. Looking up into the stands to see them cheering us on at UIL, sporting, or other events. And, in the rough times of COVID, setting up Google Meets to discuss our well-being during the pandemic. This kindness is what I hope my classmates will carry on into the next chapters of our lives. As today is an ending point in our high school careers, our journeys are just beginning. Though this milestone is not to go overlooked, it is one of the many chapters that each and every one of us will write in our personal stories. The best part of this only being the beginning of the journey is that we hold the pen that will narrate the upcoming chapters of our lives. When you leave the stadium, be thinking about what you want your story to consist of. Camilla Campbell once said, "You do not find the happy life, you make it." As your senior class president, I challenge you to make the life that you want to live with every action you take from here on out. One thing to remember is that this single chapter of your life does not define who you are or determine your life's outcome. If there was something that you felt was left incomplete in this chapter, be sure to do it in the next. And if you know you gave high school everything that you had within yourself, don't stop with that mentality, because this chapter is not where our stories end. Continue to be the bold, daring, unapologetic classmates that I've enjoyed being amongst throughout my time at Hirschi. When I look at all the different stories that make up our class, I know that the possibilities are endless for this group of Huskies. You only get one story, so make sure that when yours is completed, you have been the best version of yourself. I am truly honored to have been a part of this chapter of your life, and I cannot wait to see what my classmates do with their pens. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Samantha Sanders, the Junior RC Husky Battalion Commander. Will you please rise, and gentlemen, remove your caps for the posting of our national and state colors. Please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance and the singing of our national anthem by the Hirschi High School Choir. Please join me for the reciting of the Pledge of Allegiance to our nation's colors. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated, and you may replace your caps, please. Good evening. I am First Sergeant Jim Farry, the United States Army retired, and the Senior Army Instructor for the Junior ROTC Husky Battalion. I am also the Senior Military Advisor for the Principal. Today, our country stands as a beacon of freedom and liberty in a world of sometimes chaos. Just this past fall, Hirschi High School welcomed back and hosted a welcome home ceremony for 55 soldiers of our local community. They were called to duty in a foreign land and with the mission of serving our country and keeping us free. Several in that group were graduates of Hirschi High School. The branches of the United States military can be found across the globe, standing in harm's way to keep us free. Over the past year, we have seen the military face down COVID-19 as they constructed field hospitals, enhanced security on the borders, provided general support to communities across the country. Now the military is assisting countries around the world with vaccines, and they're saving lives. At this time, the staff, faculty, and students would like to honor and recognize all United States military veterans in attendance today. Would you please stand and be recognized? Veterans, I'd like to ask that you remain standing as we welcome one of our graduating seniors into the military family. This evening, I have the honor and privilege to introduce to one of our seniors who is volunteering to join us in defense of this great nation. Will the following graduating senior and their family member please stand and be recognized? Maceo Crawford, United States Army. You may be seated.
the strength to persevere, the growing pains, the Good evening, everyone. My name is Chloe Morton. I would like to thank you all for coming and supporting our 2021 graduating class. This graduating class has been through some unusual events, to say the least. And with unusual events comes the need for extraordinary individuals. That's why I would like to start off by thanking our teachers. With everything that has happened in our high school careers, particularly surrounding online learning, our teachers have been faced with extreme difficulties, and they have risen to the occasion. They have been there to support us throughout high school, from tutoring after school to creating lessons that work both virtually and in person. They have worked tirelessly to help us succeed, and on behalf of the class of 2021, I would like to thank them for everything they have done for us. In these unique circumstances, teachers are not the only ones who have had to step up. From making sure we get to school on time to providing comfort when times were difficult, our parents and guardians have had our backs our entire lives. With everything that has happened these past 2 years, parents and guardians have had to work even harder to keep households running smoothly. And they've still been there to support us. Most of us could not have gotten where we are today without our parents and guardians' endless support. So on behalf of the class of 2021, I would like to thank them. Finally, I would like to thank everyone here tonight. You all have taken time out of your busy schedules to be here and support our graduating class. Thank you, everyone, for supporting the class of 2021 and for all that you have done for us to help us get where we are today. Now, I know it's late and it's already past Laura and Zaryu's bedtime, so without further ado, let's get on with this graduation.
You know, as I reflect on this evening, the events that led up to this evening today are kind of reflective of our school year. We started out with a lot of clouds, a lot of uncertainty. What are we going to do? We figured it out. Our staff and our students pushed and worked and persevered, and we pushed those clouds back, and we have a bright future with our students, and we're very proud of them. So tonight, we not only celebrate the success of our graduates, we also celebrate the success of those who have supported and will continue to support these young men and women, parents, guardians, mentors, friends, and staff. I am frequently informed by community members, business owners, and even coaches of opposing teams how respectful and courteous our students are when they are representing our school by volunteering in the community as well as working in the workforce with such a positive attitude in various business. That success, respect, is a reflection of your success as parents and guardians in preparing our students for life. Students, would you please stand and join me in showing your appreciation to those who helped you get here today? Thank you. You may be seated. I would also ask that we recognize the teachers and staff members who have this year have done an amazing job and have worked diligently to ensure success for all students as well as prepare our graduates for this final day. Will this special group of educators please stand and be recognized? Thank you. I'd like to take a moment. The circumstances of this year came at a cost to Hirschi High School. On March 7th, after a hard-fought battle, we lost one of our own. Could we please take a moment of silence to remember Miss Jordan Darnell? Thank you. I would like to recognize some of the members joining us this evening. Distinguished guests, please stand as we recognize you, and please hold your applause until all are introduced. Superintendent of Schools, Mr. Michael Kurt. Associate Principal, Dr. Peter Griffiths. Members of our Board of Trustees, President, Mr. Mike Rucker. Vice President, Ms. Elizabeth Yeager. Secretary, Mr. Tom Bursey. Mr. Dale Harvey, Mr. Mark Lukert, and Mr. Bob Payton. Please join me in welcoming our board and distinguished guests. Thank you. I would also recognize Hirschi's office staff who have had an extraordinary year and whom I depend upon so much. Please stand as we recognize you. Mr. Greg Darden, Associate Principal. Mr. Alston Callis, Assistant Principal. Ms. Dee Dee Durham, our Campus Secretary. Mr. Antonio Wiley, our Campus Athletic Director. Ms. Linda Fain, IB/MYP Coordinator and Testing Coordinator. Ms. Katie Nolan, College and Career Facilitator. Ms. Shannon Mackey, our Social Emotional Support Counselor. Ms. Katie Young, Student Support Counselor. Ms. Susan Palmore, Counselor. Ms. Kristen Howard, Counselor. And my greatest supporter, my wife, Anna Albus. Thank you. You may be seated. And now, I'd ask Mr. Michael Kurt to present Hirschi High School's 2021 Salutatorian and Valedictorian. Mr. Kurt.
Good evening, graduates. You have heard the word unprecedented an unprecedented number of times from someone like me. However, this year, you have handled it with resilience and grace. For graduation, I have a favorite quote. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you, not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. May God continue to bless each one of you. I want to congratulate you today on this unprecedented accomplishment during this unprecedented year. You've earned it, Huskies. Go be awesome. Now then, it is my honor to introduce to you the 2021 Salutatorian for Hirschi High School, Kofi Ejipon. Please stand, Kofi. While attending Hirschi High School, Kofi maintained a 5.0 GPA. In WFISD, Kofi attended West Foundation Elementary and McNeil Middle School. He plans to attend the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, otherwise known as MIT, in the fall. Majoring in electrical engineering. While in high school, Kofi is a National Merit finalist, a TMEA Texas Music Scholar, and a member of the orchestra. His parents are Dr. Michael Ejipon and Bertha Ejipon. Congratulations, Kofi.
Good evening. I'm Kofi Ejipon, Salutatorian of today's graduating class. To be honest, the years leading up to this moment are somewhat of a blur. When I look back, I remember periods, not specific times. I don't remember the beginning or end of freshman year, but I do remember freshman year as a whole. I don't clearly remember the day I met my friends or the exact point at which I began to change during high school. However, I do clearly remember all the lessons I've learned from my friends, and I remember how I've changed throughout high school. I don't remember the beginnings and ends of high school, but I do remember high school. All of this is to say that despite the emphasis we place on them, I don't think beginnings and ends are really that important. So today, I'm not going to speak about a beginning nor an end, because graduation is neither of those. It is simply a moment. Rather, I want to speak about this moment, graduation, as well as the people who led us here and the events that will come after. I cannot speak about graduation without giving thanks to the people that led me here. I want to thank God for all He's done for me. I want to thank my parents for giving me a work ethic and supporting me. I want to thank my teachers for expanding my horizons and helping me grow. I especially thank Miss McBroom, who taught me how to communicate, and Mr. Newberry, who taught me the joy of problem solving. I thank my classmates and friends because all of you have given me perspectives and experiences that helped me grow as a person. I thank the staff at Hirschi for helping this class in ways that are often underappreciated. In particular, I thank Miss Fain for managing a group of stressed IB students. There are many others I want to thank, and I can't list them all, but I have gratitude for everyone who's affected my life. While I am thankful for the people who led us here and happy that graduation has finally arrived, I also want to acknowledge that this is only a single point in our lives. Furthermore, at just 18 years old, it is a very early point in our lives. So while this is certainly a great moment, I hope that it isn't the best moment of our lives. If we, the class of 2021, let this graduation be the happiest moment of our lives, then the rest of our years would be bleak. 18 is too young to be at our best. Rather, I hope that we eventually look back at this graduation as one of the low points in our lives. That isn't to say that we shouldn't enjoy this moment. In fact, it's the opposite. We should celebrate as much as we can and savor this moment. We should have so much fun that we think this is the best moment of our lives. And then, after all that is done, we should top it. I want this moment to be a low point, not because it isn't enjoyable, but because the rest of our lives are just that much better. If this is a low point, then it's all uphill from here. I hope all of us graduating today can live lives that grow in happiness with each passing moment. Years from now, high school may be even more of a blur, and we may not even remember this graduation, but that's okay. Because as long as we are happier then, years into the future, than we are now at graduation, I'd say that everything was worth it. Thank you.
Congratulations, Kofi. Now it is my honor to introduce to you the 2021 valedictorian of Hirschi High School, Sara Sue Maloretti. While in high school, Sara U maintained a 5.0 GPA. She attended West Foundation Elementary and Kirby Middle School. She plans to attend Texas A&M University in the fall, majoring in genetics. While in high school, she was a state qualifier for the Texas Science and Engineering Fair, American Invitational Mathematics Examination Qualifier, National Award, and a member of the Wichita Falls Symphony Orchestra. Sara U's parents are Dr. Shrikar Maloretti and Dr. Shrivanthi Dandala. Congratulations, Sara Sue Maloretti, Valedictorian, Hirschi High School.
Good evening. My name is Sara Sue Maloretti, and it is an honor to represent our school as the class of 2021's valedictorian. It's hard to believe this day has finally arrived. On behalf of my fellow graduates, I would like to start by thanking all those who gave us confidence to persevere and accomplish our goals. We would not be here today without our parents, teachers, and so many others who motivated us every step of our high school journey, allowing us to flourish both within and outside of the classroom. This past year was unlike any other that high school students traverse through. The pandemic has changed our lives in many ways and reminds me that no matter where we come from, it's the humanity within us which moves us forward in unison. Let us take a moment to remember all those lost to COVID and recognize families who continue to endure this crisis. To the class of 2021, the journey we took to wear these robes and sit in front of the stage was no easy feat, so give yourselves a pat on the back. This dedication has prepared us for bigger things so we can make lasting impacts in our communities. Reflecting on my academic years, I find that there are not enough words to express how grateful I am for my education and for those who paved this opportunity so we could excel. The foundation and skills we have attained are invaluable and will help us, when used well, in any endeavor we pursue. Although we all have different passions, paths, and experiences, there are always times we came together to bring about something that could only be achieved through effective teamwork, whether that meant preparing for homecoming every year or raising money for events like prom. Just like in high school, in the future, there will always be a time when we turn to each other for help to achieve a common goal. And with this comes not only accepting, but also embracing our differences. We must realize that the most exceptional progress is accomplished with acts of togetherness and compassion. As a final thought going forward, I encourage us to take pride in our unity as a diverse group of graduates so we can emulate the solidarity of activists, innovators, and all the trailblazers before us. Let us follow in their footsteps and contribute our individualities to society. Thank you, and seize the day. You'll hear from me again later tonight, so please bear with me. I know I'm very entertaining.
Congratulations, Sara Sue.
Getting ready to recognize our honor graduates, but I do want to share with you this year we had 4 students with a 5.0 average. It's amazing. All of our honor graduates have maintained a 4.0 or above grade point average. Ms. Fain, will you now please introduce our top 10 honor and IB diploma graduates? Graduates, please rise and remain standing when you are recognized. Ms. Fain.
I'll start with the top 10 in descending order. Number 10 is Ariel Kirkland. Ariel's not able to be here tonight, but she certainly is worthy of the recognition. Number 9 is Jacob Newberry. Number 8, Camelia Modesto. Number 7, Miranda Dowdy. Number 6, Celine Consuelo. Number 5, Lara Aikrida. Number 4, Ivy Pham. Number 3, Chloe Morton. Number 2, Kofi Ejapon. And number 1 in the class, Sara Sue Maloretti. Very quickly, I wanted to say just a little bit about the honor graduates and the IB diploma candidates. All of the students you see with the gold cords have managed to maintain a 4.0 or higher during their 4 years of high school. Yes. The students with the hoods, those are IB diploma candidates. Let me just say less than a minute, so persevere. I was going to feel left out if I didn't say that word. The International Baccalaureate Diploma Program is a prestigious 2-year program in WFIC, which is only offered at Hirschi High School. It consists of 6 chosen subject areas ranging from HL Chemistry with Mr. Shares to SL Visual Arts with Ms. Johnson. It includes CAS hours meticulously calculated by Ms. Naylor, TOKS essays scrutinized by Ms. McBroom, and a 4,000-word extended essay monitored by a faculty mentor, unless you keep changing your topic and then your faculty mentor is me and you're doing literature. Considered stress-inducing and more than a little bit difficult by some, it is said to make college seem like a breeze. It challenges students and forces them to learn habits of time management and procrastination organization, which is the art of knowing exactly how long you can procrastinate and still finish the work. Good points are that it is an internationally recognized program and is equivalent to a minimum of 24 college credit hours. Another good point is while attending college classes next year, when a professor assigns a 1,200-word essay and your non-IB classmates cringe, you silently snicker because you wrote these every single day in your History of the Americas and literature classes. In summary, choosing the IB path in high school assures the following. You learn to appreciate that any night that only has a couple of hours of homework is a pretty good night. And you will never again take the luxury of sleep for granted. IB diploma candidates of 2021, you have finished the race. You have run the metaphorical gauntlet that is the International Baccalaureate Diploma Program. Congratulations. Okay, we will start with this front area right here, and again, the gold cords, 4.0, the hoods, IB diploma candidates. Alexis Brialt, Emma Dowdy, Sherilyn Fontenot, Annalise Guerrero, Isla Hayes, Kaya Hedge, Niara Hightower, Valentina Luisi, Federica Mano, Savannah Mayfield, Lisbeth Mello, Michelle Oru, Albright Inzabico, Javel Pierre, Anthony Shuey, Yair Ramirez Vasquez, Jordan Tenney, Ritzy Weiss, Orion Villalpando, and Jessica Zimney. You may be seated.
Audience, please give these students another round of applause for their achievements. And now I'd like to invite Mr. Tom Bursey Secretary of the Board of Trustees, to come forward and acknowledge our graduates.
Hello, Hirschi class of 2021. I am so proud of you all and your accomplishments. When you come to the end of a task in life, there's only one thing to do. You must make a new beginning. Thus, life in high school has come to an end for you seniors of the class of 2021. Now you are ready to make a new beginning using your accumulation of knowledge and skills learned at Hirschi High School. Your principal, Mr. Doug Albers, and the faculty have verified to the Board of Trustees of Wichita Falls Independent School District that you have met all the requirements of the state of Texas and the school district to graduate. Thus, we, as members of this district school board, are proud to award your diplomas. Remember that success comes with being your best. Mr. Albers, the Board of Trustees is ready for you to present your senior class to us at this time.
And now, the moment we have all been eagerly awaiting, the presentation of our diplomas. Members of the Board of Trustees will be presenting the diplomas this evening. Members of the Board of Trustees, I proudly present to you the 2021 graduating class of Hirschi High School.
Sara Sue Maloretti. Kofi Wafu Ejapan. Chloe Elizabeth Morton. Ivy Wynn Pham. Laura Marie Ikrida. Celine Nogales Consuelo. Miranda Mary Dowdy. Camelia Modesto. Jacob Eugene Newberry. Alexis Mackenzie Brialt. Emma Jean Dowdy. Sherilyn Lorraine Marie Fontenot. Annalise Juanita Guerrero. Isla Ellen Hayes. Kaya Nicole Hedge. Niara Lachey Hightower. Valentina Luisi. Federica Mano. Savannah Diane Mayfield. Lisbeth Mello. Albright Tochi Nzabiko. Michelle Oru. Javel Adele Abigail Pierre. Yair Ramirez Vasquez. Anthony James Shuey. Jordan Kiasia Tinney. Ritzy Vase. Orion Peter Vilpondo. Jessica Ann Zimney. Rose Marie Albert. Haley Marie Alexander. Dayanara Priscilla Alva. Esteban Antonio Anguiano. Santiago Manuel Anguiano. Andre Kimani Appleby. Dalton Garrett Arbuckle. Alexander Don Balderas. Devin Monroe Bennett Briley. Tiffany Anne Marie Bishop. Alexis Jean Blondo. Dwight Edward Blue, Jr. Draken Tyler Lee Bolin. Kentrell Javon Bradley. Genesis Dion Legale Brown. Padriana Renice Brown. Devin Detron Burns. Isabel Maria Caballero. Angel Saul Cadena. Trinaja Levon Calhoun Johnson. Okay. Brianna Nicole Campbell. Cheyenne Nicole Campbell. Pretty Jade Carasales. Rachel Nicole Carville. Julian Josafat Castilleja Nieto. Tiana Simone Kolk. Demaje Jamar Clark. Alex Jesus Colazo. Mario Humberto Contreras, Jr. Tarian Jason Cook. Maceo Scott Crawford. Sophia Marie Cremo. Francisco Cruz Martinez. Juan Amador de los Santos III. Sylvia L. Dennis. Alicia Ari Jaque Deaver. Brandon Lee Evans. Cody Joe Evans. James Dean Everett. Angel Danielle Everman. Anastasia Yvette Fletcher. Tyler Wayne Ferguson. Deja Mariah Foster. Leonel Frere. Rebecca Olivia Fugate. Adriana Elena Garcia. Araceli Garcia. Aisha Andrea Glover. Abraham Gomez. Desiree Nicole Gomez. Joaquin Armando Gonzalez. Zion James Gould. James Marshall Taylor Gravel. Jamal Tyrone Gwynn, Jr. Adela Almanza Gutierrez. Elijah Anthony Gutierrez. Manuel Gutierrez. Keyshawn Anwan Haddock. Mia Nicole Hamilton. Robert Parrish Harp. Cheryl Precious Harrell. Carlos Corday Harris. Jasmine Simone Harris. Quentin Alexander Hawkins, Jr. Derica LaShun Hearn. Cameron Eugene Hedge. Kylie Nicole Henderson. Paola Lizette Henry. Jessica Herbrand. Abigail Elizabeth Hernandez. Luis Hernandez, Jr. Lawrence Brian Holder. Daniel Micah Hollingsworth. Havana Gabrielle Holmes. Kiana Nicole Houston. Jaden Starr Jackson. Hannah Paige Jamison. Christian Shanice Johnson. Joseph Michael Johnson. Anaya Sonia Jones. Marissa Annika Jade Kelly. Kamaja Lakayan Kelly. Tyrell Jakota King. Jaquavion Deshane King Fobbs. Naya Renee Cornegay. Christopher James Lachma. Nathaniel Keith Lee. Xander Lee Logston. Estrella Amparo Lopez. Perla Olontra Madrigal. Jeffrey Allen Mandela III. Nathan Misael Mangual. Jada Nicole Martin. Crystal K. Marzette. Eric Mascoro. Javier Mascoro, Jr. Nicholas Damian Maxwell. Lisbeth Mejia. Haley Ann Miller. Mikesha Jashana Mims. Kalia Lachey Mims. Gabrielle Gayla Mitchell. Angeles Yvonne Manharaz. Andrew Allen Monroe. Esperanza Esmeralda Montoya. Julia Ann Moore. Haley Marie Marinko. Chris Kelly Jermaine Murray. Jacob Anthony Owens. Jordan Antonio Pando. Tristan Calvo Perez. Rhiannon Michelle Perry. Jakaya Nicole Peterson. Zelaya Billy Guy Plew. Dustin Luis Polvado. Natalia Araceli Ponce. Dennis Dontrell Pryor. Jaheim Yuri Quarles. Angela Ramirez. David Angel Ramirez. Talmadge Daniel Reed, Jr. Jody Margaret Ann Reitzma. Jimmy Morris Reynolds III. Citlali Xiomara Rivera. Dakari Jacoby Rockmore. Kenneth Frank Lee Ross. Alondra Janet Rubio. Skyla Meiha Sainz. Yasmin Marie Salazar. Aaron Joseph Sanchez. Alexandra Christine Sanchez. Juan Manuel Sanchez. Lance Urias Sanchez. Samantha Tiffany Sanders. Keelan Deshawn Sapp. Andre Deshawn Sebron. Jatavius Centel Shaw. Hunter Lee Sloan. Devontae Tariq Smith. Michaela Carey LaJoy Smith. Elizabeth Yasmin Soto. Jose Alfredo Soto Jr. Briadasi Imari Tajay Stevens. Ruth Amelia Elizabeth Sturley. Talia Janae Taylor. Abigail Allison Terry. Michaelin Sari Thigpen. Lucio Bustamante Torres. Trinity Constance Brindia Triggs Meadows. Christian Samuel Valdez. Jacob Aaron Vasquez. Mia Ariana Velasquez. Victoria Abigail Velasquez. Blanca Estela Villarreal. Mariah Donay Wallace. Kahirian Martwan Wallace Carter. William Alden Watson, Jr. Jayon J. Michael Weathersby. Jimmy Dean Worley III. Triana Francine Wary. Gavin Arthur Wickie. Antonio Demetris Wally, Jr. Kamari Carlos Devin Williams. Antoine Ulysses Williams, Jr. Michaela Amunique Wilson.
Please join me in congratulating the senior class of 2021. Please stand for the playing of our school song. You may be seated for our closing remarks.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sara Sue Maloretti, and I'm president of Hirschi's National Honor Society. Before we depart tonight, I would like to, on behalf of the graduating class of 2021, express our gratitude to our parents, teachers, faculty, administrators, and so many others who have remained by our side throughout these times. You have inspired us, strengthened us, and nurtured us from one milestone to the next. Your impact is immeasurable. To my fellow graduates, we finally reached the end of a long, strenuous chapter and hover on the brink of a new one. You have worked resiliently and tirelessly these past 4 years and will undoubtedly continue this streak. Your academic and athletic achievements are a testament to your hard work. This school year has undeniably been difficult. As we move ahead, let us keep in mind all of the loss and hardship we've endured in this past year alone. Whether you're entering the workforce or pursuing further education, Your journey is unique to yourself, but challenges like these will present themselves in any path you take. As said many times before, what matters is how we react to these setbacks. Life is fleeting, so let's appreciate every step of this journey. Allow yourself to appreciate the failures just as much as the successes, as both are experiences to learn from. Become your strongest selves and lift each other up. This is the only way we can achieve tremendously and make pronounced strides to progress within our communities. Today, we look to a brighter future, a world of opportunity. Now is the time to apply the knowledge and wisdom you've gained throughout these years, our greatest assets, second only to our character as we navigate through life. Let us enter this new chapter with clear minds. Go explore, meet new people, try new things, and keep moving forward. Finally, I would like to end the night with a famous Japanese proverb, which says, "Fall down 7 times, stand up 8. And like that, let us always remember to stand up each time we fall until we succeed. Thank you, and congratulations once again, class of 2021.
Seniors, will you please stand?
Class of 2021, please stand. Congratulations on receiving your high school diploma. As a symbolic gesture of your completion of high school, graduates, you may now turn your tassels.
Seniors, you will be escorted from the back to the front. Audience, would you please stand as our graduator seniors leave this evening, and good evening.